Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, Brandon here with another great business to discuss on this episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. Today's guest is Mihai, and he's selling his Amazon FBA business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. So welcome to the show, Mihai, and how are you doing today?
Hello, Brandon. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm doing very well today. How are you?
Great to hear. Yeah, I'm doing really great today. I'm excited to talk to you about this business that you've created. Now, first, before we get into that, I'm just going to go into a quick summary. It is an Amazon FBA business in the home niche, and it was created in January 2017. The average monthly revenue for the business is $42,153 per month and makes an average of $15,034 per month in net profit. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 47321 to learn more about the business or place a refundable deposit to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So now that I've given you a quick general overview of the business, let's go into what's included. There are 9 SKUs, a primary domain and all site content and files, a trademark, an email list with over 600 subscribers, a Facebook account, and it is also worth noting that inventory is not normally included in the list price, but further details can be provided to active depositors. And it is also worth noting that this is an EU Amazon account listings that will be transferred and included in the transfer as per EU regulations require. So, Mihai, can you tell me a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yes, of course. Thank you for asking. I started my first online business in 2011. Actually, that was my very first business. And I was 20 years old back then. And one of my friends asked me if I want to be part of a business idea that he come up with. It was actually the most simple idea, just to bring goods from China, man clothes, man watches, to bring from China and to sell locally. And at that time I was looking for an opportunity to start to make money and to use my potential. And that was how I got started. And before I started the Amazon FBA business, I launched 2 more businesses. So the FBA business was the third one. And the first 2 products actually was 2 fails on Amazon FBA, and the actual business we are selling right now was the first business that just was successful. And from 2017, we had the first product, and up to now we have, like you said, 9 SKUs. Okay. So far, so good.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear. And then, so now why did you choose to go into this specific niche? Was there something that stood out to you during the product research phase, or maybe something in the previous FBA businesses you were running that stood out to you and offered a chance for opportunity?
To be honest, it was a combination of the mistakes we've made with the first 2 products that failed. And also one of the reasons was that at that time, the first product was pretty innovative for the market. I liked the idea of it because I thought and still think that it brings a lot of value for the user. And I was thinking that it's a great idea to exploit this opportunity both for us and for potential customers.
Okay, that's really great. And then why is it now then, Mihai, that you're deciding that you want to sell the business?
We decided to sell the business because, as you said at the start, it's an EU business. And everything is fine, but we just want to move forward. Right now, we are a team of 3 people. And I decided to launch another FBA business because it's a great business model. And we want to launch another business on Amazon USA. And we have everything in place to start, but we need capital. And the capital from the business we are selling, we intend to use a part of it to get started on Amazon USA.
Oh, that makes sense. And then now, was there anything that you learned while you were growing this business that you plan on applying to those future FBA businesses down the road?
Yes, of course. As I said, I think we are prepared to launch another business on Amazon USA, which is a more competitive market and requires a really good attitude and focus and all the best strategies available. And I think we can do that. And of course, it's a great challenge. Still a challenge, even if I personally have 3 years experience in FBA business. But I'm just waiting for another challenge to come.
Yeah, no, I understand. Now, was there anything that you tried with this business and it just didn't give you the return on investment that you were anticipating?
With the current business that is in home niche, no, I wouldn't say that. Yes, temporarily, yes. Let's say at the start, when we launched the 9 SKUs, actually, we expected that all the products will just generate revenue and income. But it took time for all of them. Actually, it was a natural evolution of the products, and this is how the Amazon FBA business works. Actually, yes, for short term, first ASINs, I was expecting for immediate results, but yes, it took time. But at the end, all of the products are doing pretty good. And for long term, I wouldn't say that we expected better results. I think we are doing pretty good, and this is not why we're selling the business. I mean, ROI and profits are in a good range, and yes, everything is pretty fine.
So that's great. Now, can you explain to me, where a majority of your traffic is coming from? Is most of it coming from organic search in Amazon, or do a lot of your traffic and audience come from Amazon PPC?
I would say yes, there is traffic, there is organic traffic, and there is also PPC traffic. I think the ratio between organic and the PPC right now is around 75 organic and 25 PPC. And long term, this ratio will be, the PPC traffic will decrease because we still have one product that was launched in October, and that product is not completely ranked. And we are still using pretty aggressive PPC for that SKU that to get ranked better. I think for long term, that ratio will be 80-20, like 80 organic and 20 PPC.
Okay. And then are you doing anything in terms of marketing, say on the Facebook account or anything with your email list currently?
No, to be honest, we just used our list to launch one single product, and that was in summer 2019. But we don't do any active marketing campaigns outside of Amazon. We may use Google Ads to launch the 2 products out of 3 that are going to be launched very soon. And we also may use Facebook, but didn't decide. We tried both in the past, and we have to decide which of them to use right now. But that is just for launching and ranking.
Okay.
No permanent campaigns that may have the purpose to maintain the rank, because mostly the rank is maintained organically with just little PPC spend.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then now, hypothetically speaking, Mihai, if you were to grow this business and keep it, what are some of the ways you would try and optimize it as it currently stands?
As I said, the third thing is to launch more products from the same niche. And as I mentioned, we are in the process to launch 3 new products, but the niche has a great potential where anybody, or whether us or let's say the potential buyer, can launch 5 more, 10 more, 15 more products in the same niche, because it's a pretty popular niche at the same time with big range of the different products that can be launched in the same niche under the same brand. Everything that need to be done is just to approach our suppliers' catalogs and just to choose. Let's say we don't have to do big efforts in order to find the supplier to launch another product, because our current suppliers, they have big catalogs and you just can pick the next product. Actually, this way we launched all the products. We just use the same supplier, the same catalog. Of course, every product has improvements comparing to the, let's say, with the default product from the supplier. Every product we just researched, read the buyers' reviews, and we just come up with improvements for any product. Another way of optimizing this business is to expand in other EU countries. We have active listings on Germany marketplace, on France, Spain, and Italy, but We didn't do any launching campaign, any ranking campaign there. We don't do any PPC, but we still have a very little part of our sales coming from those marketplaces. So, as I said, launching more products in the same niche, which is, in my opinion, pretty easy. And the second one is just to expand in other EU marketplaces.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then now can you describe some of the typical work that you're doing for the business on a weekly basis at this time?
At this time, we're preparing pictures. Actually, almost all the pictures are done, but just for one product, we are preparing the product pictures. We didn't prepare them much in advance. Also, one of my colleagues is handling customer service. Another colleague is actually, they are already prepared. Product listings, descriptions, bullet points, titles, keyword research, everything is already in place. From my side, I don't have to do too much here because we already have systems and procedures and everyone knows what to do. To be honest, I'm already looking on USA marketplace and I'm doing researches. I'm trying different ideas with different products. And right now my focus is on Amazon USA because here on the EU, we only the things just that are need to be done to make sure we have inventory in place, we don't run out of stock, customer service. And of course, when we will launch the 3 new SKUs, we will have to focus a little bit here for the products to be properly launched. I think, in my opinion, the business is requiring minimal effort. And right now, almost all the tasks can be delegated.
Okay. And do you think there's a specific skill that a buyer should already have prior to purchasing this asset? Or do you think a majority of the work can be outsourced or maybe, taken into consideration within a few months' time?
Yes, I think every buyer should do their due diligence when buying this business. And if the buyer has another FBA business that is operating with employees, with VAs, of course, all the strategies and all the operations, all the tasks are almost the same. But if that's not the case, yes, I think anyone needs certain skills. Even though we have everything in place, we can offer support for transferring assets and also for making sure that new owner of the business has a certain level of comfort and confidence starting to operate this business. My short answer is yes. Of course, they need skills because you have to talk with, let's say, freight forwarders. You have to continue and to maintain the relationship with our current suppliers. And of course, there is also customer service and so on.
Okay. So maybe just some background within the e-commerce or Amazon FBA space already might be beneficial for someone taking this over?
Yes.
Okay.
I think yes, at least background in online commerce, maybe not mandatory to have experience in FBA business, but at least online businesses
Okay.
with selling physical products.
Got it. And then Mihai, are you also willing to commit to a non-compete, meaning any of the other businesses you start, you'll stay out of this specific niche?
Yes, of course. I think that's pretty normal and 100%.
Got it.
I already signed that.
And then now, how much support are you willing to offer potential buyers? Are you going with the typical 30 days of email and Skype support, or did you have something in addition you would like to add on to that?
We are willing to offer up to 6 months of support. What I mean by that, I mean my personal support. I'm ready to discussions on Skype and so on. Also, my team is ready to help the new owner to take over all of the operations in the business and to assure a smooth transition to the new buyer. And if needed, my staff can assure up to 6 months of support.
Okay, that's perfect. I'm sure, any potential buyer that's listening to this, they can see the value and the amount of support you're willing to offer. Now, are you and your business partners open to something like an earnout where you'll receive a large portion of the sales price up front and then a few months closing out the deal after that?
Yes, I'm open, and also my business partner is also ready to accept such an offer. Yes, I think we don't need all the cash up front, and at the same time, we are pretty confident that it won't be any issues with this business for the next months and even years to generate at least the same level of revenue and profit. Yes, we are perfectly fine with that.
Okay, perfect. And then now just a few more sideline questions for you, Miha. Is there anyone who inspired you while you were building this business that our listeners might like as well?
When I became an entrepreneur, of course, I listened to a lot of more experienced people in this business. And also I listened and read a lot of content about business in general. And when you try to build such a business, it's not about FBA, only about Amazon. It's not about online sales, but it's about business in general. I mean, you can say that I'm doing sales on Amazon. As long as you're taking this serious, you're committed to become a real businessman, and you have to do everything to be successful. Yes, I read and listened to a lot of mentors, a lot of people that previously built businesses. Do you want some names?
Oh, no, it's totally understandable. Yeah, I'm the same way. I listened to a lot of podcasts and read a lot of content as well when I was first starting my digital journey. So I completely agree with you on that. Now, what piece of advice would you give to our listeners that you wish you knew when you started?
Okay, if someone gets started right now on Amazon FBA journey, do you mean that? Or
Yes, yeah.
the first thing I think they have to commit that they need to give this business at least the first 1-2 years full time, when they may have no big revenue numbers, and they have to be very perseverant. They have to, maybe the first thing is to listen or watch an Amazon course from start to end, and to think one more time if they're ready for this, because it gets even more complex. This business is getting more complex from year to year. And yes, it's a full business with all the potential issues. At the same time, as I said, it's a really great business model that can give the opportunity to test yourself in the business. And at the same time, if you become successful, it gives you really great ROIs and profits with great automations developed by Amazon. And yes, it's a great business model, but it's not easy.
Yeah, no, definitely. I completely agree with you on that. Now, just on that subject, why do you think this business model is something good for, people that are just getting started in the online business?
It's great because of two main reasons. As I said, you don't have to invest thousands of dollars like in normal business. You can start with $5,000 to $10,000, and just to see whether it's great or not, you don't have to develop a lot of systems. They're already developed by Amazon. Amazon gives us fulfillment. This is another reason. So whether you have 10,000 orders per day, Amazon handles that on your behalf. And yes, one reason is you don't have to invest too much money to get started. Also, you have a lot of automations in place. You have a marketplace where there is already great demand for your product. And also it gives us good ROIs and profits. These are the reasons why I stick to this business model.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. Now, was there any software tools or maybe communities that helped you while you were growing this business?
Yes, there were a lot of them. Right now in this market with Amazon tools, I think is already saturated. But a few years ago, there were not too many tools, but there were great tools when you could take decisions based on numbers, based on trends, based on charts. And that just helped me and our business to make informed decisions based on that. There are a lot of forums also on Facebook. There are a lot of courses and a lot of tools. I think anyone that wants to get started has plenty of tools just to make sure, as I said, to get informed decisions.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with you again. And last question, just to wrap this up, Mihai, putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think your business is worth buying?
I think it's worth buying because it's already a business in place that generates revenue and profit right now in this moment. The new owner have just to continue the processes. Also, there is a room to grow, and you don't have to start over again because you have suppliers, and there is an opportunity just to launch more product in the same niche, using the same suppliers, using the same shipping methods. Also, this business has growing trends from year to year. We noticed that on our existing products. And I think it offers a good certainty that this business in 3 and 4 or even 5 years from now will be successful and will generate, as I said, at least the same amount of revenue and profit without much effort. I think it's a great investment.
Yeah, no, completely agree with you on, all aspects of that, just from the little bit of digging I've done on your business prior to this. So yeah, it's really great to see this asset grow, that, something you've created. And, looking forward to the future for you, Mihai. I appreciate you coming on the call, and, we'll get this listing sold here, within a short amount of time. And thanks again for coming on the call.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Brandon.
Thank you so much. And all right, everyone, thanks for listening. To learn more and to see if this listing is sold or to place a refundable deposit, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 47321. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And by placing a refundable deposit, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.